Very good concept from this topic to learn, because here there are only two properties are there. Let us consider here properties of the system. Properties of the system. Now there are mainly two types of properties. There are mainly two types of properties. First one is extensive property. Extensive property. Second, intensive property. Intensive property. Now depending upon the names of properties, definitions are there. Extensive means this property depends upon the mass of the system. That depends upon how much mass that system consists of. Here these properties that depends upon the mass present inside the system. Depends upon mass present inside the system. An intensive property that do not depends upon whatever mass is present in the system. Extensive property depends upon mass. Depends on the mass of system. Depends on mass of the system. And intensive properties are independent. Independent of mass present in the system. Present in the system. Now here on this concept also MCQs are here. You have to identify from the given properties which property is extensive property and which property is intensive property. Here also one clue we can use here to find out extensive property and intensive property. Extensive property means the property which depends upon mass of the system. What amount of mass is present in the system, depending upon that properties are identified. Intensive property that do not depends upon the mass present in the system. For example, here we can consider examples of this extensive property. Now here in state function we have seen that before which functions that delta is written, mostly that properties are extensive property. The properties or the function before which delta is written, that properties are extensive property. For example, here internal energy. Internal energy. Heat capacity. Heat capacity. Helmholtz energy. Helmholtz energy. And also here mass. Obviously mass depends upon mass present in the system. Volume. Volume also depends upon whatever mass that system consists of. Now these are the extensive property, and here that delta is written before these properties except this mass. So here these are the extensive property. This depends upon the mass present in the system. And to identify what are the intensive property, for example here PT. Now here also this is the initial of PT Usha. Okay. So here DC, that is direct current. MP. Madhya Pradesh we can keep in mind. Here for example BP, that is Bhopal. ST, four-wheeler in which all type of peoples are that are going from one place to another place, that is ST, that is provided by our government. Okay. And so here the last one is VSCO. These are the properties which are intensive property. PT, DC, MP, BP, ST, VSCO. So here what is this P? P is the pressure of the system. T, that is temperature of the system. D, that is density of the system. C, that is concentration of the system. MP, that is melting point of the system. BP, that is boiling point of the system. ST, that is surface tension. And lastly VSCO means viscosity. These are the intensive property which do not depends upon the mass present in the system. That do not depends upon mass present in the system. How to remind these properties? PT. So here this is the initial of PT Usha. Okay, DC, that is direct current. But here consider D means density, C means concentration. MP, Madhya Pradesh, that is melting point. Bhopal, that is BP. ST, that is surface tension. And here visco means viscosity. These are the intensive properties. And here the examples can be asked, which of the following is the extensive property, which one of the following is the intensive property. Such type of questions can be asked in exam. Okay. So here let us consider first type, that is isothermal process. Isothermal process. Isothermal process. Now in case of isothermal process, it is the process in which temperature of the system remains constant throughout the interconversion. Throughout the interconversion, temperature of the system remains exactly constant. That means here we can say that delta T is equal to 0. Temperature of final state minus temperature of initial state, that value exactly obtained as a 0, because temperature remains constant throughout the interconversion of system from initial state to final state. And so here delta T, that value is found to be 0. So here we know that ideal gas equation. What is that equation? P into V is equal to N into R into T. Okay, so here what is P? That is the pressure of the system. V, that is volume of the system. N, that is number of moles of the system. R, that is gas constant, and T is the temperature of the system. Now here as T, temperature of the system is constant, R is gas constant, and obviously number of moles also remains constant. And so here this equation we can write as a P is equal to constant upon V. So here constant upon V, or we can say that pressure is proportional to 1 upon V. That means in isothermal process, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. And so here if we consider the plot of volume versus pressure, the plot of volume versus pressure, this equation what indicates? This equation what indicates? This equation indicates that as pressure is higher, volume should be lower, or with increase in volume, pressure of the system decreases. Volume is higher, pressure is lower. Pressure is higher, volume is lower. And so here if we plot the graph of volume versus pressure, then here at higher volume, pressure should be lower. Pressure should be lower, and this is the nature of graph obtained in isothermal process. This point is not given in regular textbook. Okay, but if we consider competitive exam, then here this plot is very important. In isothermal process, what remains constant? Temperature of the system remains constant. That means temperature throughout the exchange of initial state to final state, that is constant. And so here according to ideal gas equation, what equation we have obtained? P is proportional to 1 upon V. P is inversely proportional to volume. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So here as pressure is higher, volume is lower. If volume is higher, then pressure is lower. And so this is the nature of graph for the isothermal process. Okay. So here next process we'll consider, that is isobaric process. Which process? Isobaric process. Second process from this topic, isobaric process. Now here let us see first what is isobaric process. Iso means same or constant. Now baric means that is the pressure of the system. When pressure of the system remains constant throughout the exchange from initial to final state, then that is called as isobaric process. That is called as isobaric process. Okay, here isobaric process means the process in which pressure of the system remains constant, that is here delta P obtain exactly 0. Delta P obtain exactly 0, because here pressure of the final state minus pressure of the initial state, and if pressure is same, then this delta P should be 0. Okay, so here for isobaric process, if we consider the thing, that means here volume, that is directly proportional to temperature, because in case of this equation PV is equal to nRT. pressure is constant. So here only two variables are there, volume and temperature, because number of moles and R, that is also constant. And so from this equation, volume is directly proportional to temperature. That means here with increase in temperature, volume of the system increases. In isobaric process, V is proportional to temperature, volume is directly proportional to temperature. So in case of isobaric process with increase in temperature, volume of the system also increases. Or vice versa we can consider, if volume of the system increases, then obviously the temperature of system also increases. Now here if we plot the graph of volume versus temperature, the graph of volume versus temperature, that means the nature of graph in isobaric process is in this way. Here with increase in volume, temperature of the system also increases, and so the nature of graph is from straight line is obtained, that is pointing from 0 to onwards, that is pointing from 0 to onwards. If we plot the graph of volume versus temperature in isobaric process, this nature is obtained. Why? Because here volume is directly proportional to temperature of the system. What this indicates? With increase in volume of the system, temperature of the system also increases, or we can say that with increase in temperature, volume of the system also increases. And so this is the nature of graph obtained in isobaric process. Now here we have to consider next concept, that is isochoric process. Third type of process, isochoric process. Okay. Isochoric process. Now here it is the process in chemical thermodynamics in which volume of the system remains constant throughout the change takes place in the system. Okay, so here initial volume and final volume of the system remains constant, and hence here delta V, that value obtained should be 0, because volume of the system remains constant. Initial volume and final volume, that value is found to be same. So delta V, that is found to be 0. Now here if we plot the graph of pressure versus volume, then here if we consider here P1 pressure, P2 pressure, P3 pressure, likewise, then here if we plot the graph of volume, then it is observed that the volume graph that goes in this direction, because here whatever initial state, for example, that is the A state of the system. Here system is undergoing study, so here initial state is P1 pressure, then at the second stage pressure is obtained, that is P2, but here there is no change in volume observed. That volume of the system found to be same, that remains constant, and so this plot, the nature of plot is like this, because here volume V1 to V2, that remains constant. So this is the nature obtained for isochoric process in which volume of the system remains constant throughout the system, and here plot of pressure versus volume, that will give us the nature of graph in this way. Okay, so here lastly we will consider the last process of this chemical thermodynamic topic, that is adiabatic process. That is adiabatic process. Fourth process, adiabatic process. Now here adiabatic process means what? The heat content of the system remains constant, not the temperature. Heat content, what heat content is there? What is heat present within the system? That remains constant. Don't compare that with temperature. Temperature is provided to the system, but heat content that originally present in the system. So here whatever that heat content present in the system, if that remains constant, that is Q is equal to 0, then that process is called as adiabatic process. And in this process, if we plot pressure versus volume, then in this step what is obtained? At higher pressure volume is lower, and the nature of graph obtained in this way. Adiabatic process, heat content of the system. What is this Q? This is heat content. Heat content of the system that remains constant. Then here, when plot of pressure versus volume is obtained, then here at higher pressure volume is lower. At higher pressure volume is lower, and the nature of graph is found to be in this way. Curve is obtained. Curve is obtained that goes from upside to downside. Okay, so here this is the nature of graph in case of adiabatic process, and nature of graphs are very important. Okay, so here which types of process we have seen? There are 4 types of processes, which are isothermal process, temperature of the system remains constant; isobaric process, pressure of the system remains constant; isochoric process, volume of the system remains constant; adiabatic process, heat content of the system remains constant. Okay.